Hi, welcome to Midnight Expressions card making class. Today we're going to be doing a really fun Christmas card. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's one of my favorites, and I love Christmas cards, especially this time of the year when it's early in the season. By the end of the season, I can't look at another Christmas card. I can't wait to get on to New Year's and springtime. But for now, this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so I use my A2 cardstock. I print those on myself. I have a little signature that I keep in my computer, and I just print them out onto my cardstock when I get them. I use A2, and I use that because it's easier to mail them out. Let's start. I'm going to flip this over, the screen over, so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's see if we can do this. And I think we'll go like that, if I am correct. Okay, I have to pull it back. Oh, that's even better. All right, so we have our cardstock. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start in the front. I use this here. This is the SCI. This is called Tomato. It's Tomato SCI velvet paper. And I buy it wholesale, which is a very good buy for me, but the cost of shipping it is enormous. So it kind of defeats the purpose. What I used, I don't know if you can see, it has been embossed. I used a Doris snowflake embossing folder. It's not the world's best folder to emboss with, because even though I like Doris in general, this particular one is not very deep. So it does not do well. I also cut out the center, and the reason I cut out the center in an oval that matches the same size as this, the reason I did that is so that, one, I believe in, again, paper is so expensive. I didn't get that on quite right. Be careful when you're monkeying around with the paper that you don't tear it. It's easy to tear this type of paper. It just is. That's a little better. Okay. And we all make mistakes, right? So anyway, this here, I made this oval on purpose because I wanted to conserve that. I'll use it not in this card, but I'll use it in another card. This here is a die, and it's an amazing die. I love it, love it, love it. It's from Marianne designer dies. There's the die. There's the die cut. It's beautiful. It's so detailed, and if you spritz water on it before you put it in there, you can see all the detail, all the embossing. Hopefully you can see it. It's like a lace die. It's just amazing. And I went ahead and taped it. I'm just going to set it on there. Here we are. And I used this from one of the 12 by 12 cardstocks that you get like at Joann's or Michael's or wherever, or Hobby Lobby. It was just an image in there. I used that, and then I cut it out using, again, this other Marianne die, this little oval that goes with its matching set with that other die, with this die. Then, before I put that on there, I'm going to show you how I flocked. You put it there. Hopefully there's enough to stick them on it. And what I did is I went ahead and put glue on it. Here's the glue. I used a toothpick and a little bit of glue. And I just went over like so. Okay, I'll just put a little bit more on it. Like so, and like so. Glue, 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 glue. And so, and so, and so, and so, and then a few dots here and there. I've already put it on, but I'm going to do it again just to show you. And then I just use this, which is a Reflections flocking powder. Hopefully you can see it. And you just dump it on. Just dump it. And you can do this several times in terms of the dumping of it on. And then I just tap it gently like that. Give it a nice tap so you make sure it's on that glue. And then again, you should do this before you've put the glue on the back, before you've taped it, but either way, you don't want to mess up the flocking. Once you've put the flocking on, you don't really want to tape it because then you've messed that part up on the flocking. But anyway, so this is ready to go. And I will put this in later. Now I'm going to put this on. Just blow a little bit to get some of the extra that was on there off, so it doesn't leave a residue look to it. Oh, gotta go a little higher. There we go. Perfect. Now when you're putting it back on, make sure you don't push down on the with your fingers on the flocking itself, because it'll mash it down. Okay. Now we're going to lay the what is it here? You just go around the edge with some glue, and what I used before was just like this. I just used a little glue on a toothpick, and if you have one of those little, and I have some, sometimes they rust if you put a needle or a pin in them as a topper. They're little bottles, baby bottles that you use, little tiny ones for glue, and they're kind of cool actually. It's just to keep them from having the glue come out, I tend to put, here, I'm going to put some more glue on. I tend to put a needle in the top, or a pin I should say. And the problem is that the pin rusts, and then and then all the glue turns rusty, and it's a mess. So I've tried them several times. I still haven't figured out how to keep them so that you don't have that rusting issue. But I'll try them again. I'll figure out a way to do it and let you know. I'll share it with you. Because it would be a lot easier than just doing it with a toothpick. But toothpick doesn't work too badly. You're just going to make sure you get enough on so that the next step, which is we're going to put a piece of plastic over the top. I'm going to find my plastic. Here it is. So this one here is, I went to, I think it was I bought this at Michael's, and it was on sale. I would never have bought it otherwise. It's 25 sheets of this paper, and the problem with it is it's really expensive, and it's meant for architects to use. Well, I'm not an architect, but this is the name of it. It's Duralar, and 25 sheets, 0.005 clear film. It's fairly thick. I mean, the paper itself is pretty thick. Problem with it, it's hard to cut it on your die cutter because you can't see what you're doing. You can't see it. It disappears. Once you put it on your thing, it just literally disappears. So, let's do this. So what I did is I cut it in a little bigger die. The die I used for this one, let's see if I can find it here, is this one. Can you see it? It has a frilly kind of edge. Now, I wasn't crazy about that edge, but that's the way that particular die comes. It comes in, it goes between a frilly edge to a plain edge, to a frilly edge, to a plain edge, as it varies as it goes up in size. So one die will be a plain die, as an example, this one, right? And then this one, the next one up, has the frilly on it. And then the next one after that will be a plain one. And then the next one after that will be a frilly one. And so, don't ask me why they did that, but they did. And it came from a company called, I don't remember the company that made it, but I got it on a company, on a website that's over in they're on TV now too in the US, but they're UK is where they're headquartered, and it's Create and Craft, I believe is the name of it. And you get good buys. They're kind of spendy in terms of their, no, excuse me, they're not spendy. Their shipping is cheap. Their shipping is only $6.95 for everything. Okay, now this one is a little cut, and this one here is another cut. This one's a cut, and that one's cut. And these, I don't know if I showed you, if I actually got it in the front of, this here's another cut. These two, I'm going to spray them real quickly with some Elmer spray. Where is it? There it is. I'm trying to do it a little bit quicker this time. Last time I tried doing this film, I went way too long. Okay, so cutting down on the time. There we go, a little bit faster. So this one's going to go here, and you actually want it on the picture because the frame itself has plenty of detail to it. Now it wants to pull up, so just kind of be patient with it. Okay. So that one's there. This is the other one. Now, unfortunately, this one's going to kind of cover up the little angel a little bit. And try not to cover her wings so much. That's good. That's good. That's better. You want to show her wings. All right, so there's the front part of the card. Isn't that cute? Isn't that nice? Very old-fashioned kind of feel to it. It looks like, actually the card itself looks to me like it came from, made the image from Germany, perhaps in some old card, Christmas card somewhere. Now, we're going to do the inside. And we're going to do this really fast, easy peasy. I went ahead and put the stickum on the back. This is the same thing, that same SEI tomato-colored paper using the Doris embossing folder. And I saw it here a second ago, and now I can't see it again. It disappears. Here it is, the Doris folder. But again, it's not very thick in terms of how it's not very deep. It's not deep. Now on these papers, I made it so there's about 1/8 of an inch around of a border. And the way you do that is you first cut your 5 1/4, 5.5 by 4 1/4 paper. Just cut it basic. And then go back and cut and then go back and cut 1/4 inch off the top and 1/4 inch off the side. And it makes it a perfect fit. It gives you just enough of a border to where it looks nice. And then what I did is I used one of these, and I first I went ahead and stamped it, and then colored it. And then what you do is you kind of, with your fingers, kind of mold it a little bit so it's more like a cup. You make it concaved. So when you put it on your card, it's going to have a little bit of a easier way to get your card into it, your other card. So I've already done this one. I've lost the tackiness on it. I'm going to have to do it again. I used this. I made one of these so I can lay it on here so when I spray it, it doesn't get anywhere on the actual card. You just want it on the parameter. Very carefully on just the parameter. So I'm going to respray this real quickly. Okay, quick's not the operative word, but you get the gist, I think. Okay, now this one got a little too much. I got a little too much on there, so we'll just let it set for a minute. That's just a glue. I think what came through is not the glue. I think that's just, well, maybe a little bit of the glue. kind of soaked through. I sprayed a little too long. Okay, anyway. And then I took this part here, this card, which is just one of these ovals. And see all these little holes? Those are a nightmare. You can try, if you like, you can try using wax paper first. Wax paper, put your cardstock down, then you wax paper, and then put your die on it. And that way, sometimes it really helps to keep those from getting all clogged up. I forgot to do that this time, so it wasn't done. This one here, I use let's see, that's not a Hero one. Where's the Hero one? No, this one here is the one I used. It's Christmas. Believe in the Magic of Christmas. It's so beautiful. I just used Mento dye because it's a black Mento, Tuxedo Mento dye. I love it. It's really good for fine details. And look how detailed that letter C is. So it's wonderful for things like that. And ta-da, there you go. Now you've got a little thing that pops up and down. For this one, I used the Hero die set. I don't know which die set this is. It looks like it says Hero Art C1998. So it must have been in 1998. Anyway, it's great. It's got so many Christmas things on it. It's just, I love this set. It's my favorite. This is my go-to for Christmas. And there it is. Ta-da! Okay, I did that a lot faster. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Oh, kitty cat. Kitty likes it. You want to say hi to everybody? Okay, bye.